All right, Investor Central. Welcome back to our monthly back testing. Wanted to make sure that everybody here sees all of our new updates, and we're going to start off by taking a quick peek over at our new STAX interface. Keep in mind, we're going to focus on our STAX AI. So here we've got it checked off. We'll see here, we've only got just a few of our prints for the month of July. DAL, IWM, Microsoft. And I do know at the end of this last month, or actually the beginning of this August month, we started to see some pretty big drops in the indices. But I just want to point out that a couple of these were actually still winners. We'll go over those numbers right now. All right, well, I exported this on the first, but we didn't have any new prints for STAX AI after the 24th of July. We'll see here that this last month, we did have a few winners. We do have a few losers here. You can see DAL was a miss, but then the buy that they had the next day was actually a small win. Keep in mind what that means is here ultimately the strike price really does make a difference. Just that the next option up made a very big difference in terms of those purchases. In addition to, we did have IWM up here, just a 12% return, but this IWM down here as a 36. We do have one here, this Microsoft didn't really budge. So it's sitting at a 0%. So I did not include that within the hit rates. It's not being counted right now. Otherwise, we would just consider that to be a miss at this point, just make it out of 5. Hit rate for this month, 75%, average 7.33. But just as you guys who have been following along with us have noticed, the month of generally tends to be a bit lower and starts to go up higher from there. Last month, or if you can think of in the month of June, we do have 2 of these that now have moved into the winning positions. IWM here did, when they were starting to rotate in terms of the big tech into the small cap stocks, you'll notice this one 133% return. I do want to point out here, NVIDIA, what happened in the month of June was that NVIDIA did have a 10-for-1 split. So these contracts I can no longer find exactly. But what I basically did was I took the 10th version of that contract. So in this one, the 2,280 contract, what I did do was I went and looked at the 228. And NVIDIA did end up popping, and NVIDIA did hit its peak during the middle of June before it started relaxing down. In doing so, it had, and I would take these, and for example, this high of $25.30, that would be considered 253 if you had 10 of those contracts. So that's where you're going to see these. I did highlight those in yellow just so you guys are aware that those are the split version of those contracts after the fact. As we continue looking down, a lot of these that you see in the blue are the ones that are further updated for the month of July. We did, even though we did see the indices relax quite a bit, there are still quite a few of these that still ended up being updated. The final number for version 2, I did notice there were 27 updated values or updated highs for these. You'll see AXP, Tesla, Google, APO, Microsoft, AR, Rivian. These ones did go a little bit higher in the month of July, but I will point out that right now with the bearish side of the market, a lot of them have relaxed back down quite a bit. Tesla, NEM, QQQ, AXP, Tesla up here, you'll notice as well. In terms of our version 1, same idea. From the very beginning, we still have a couple of these updated values that you'll notice. NVIDIA as well here with it in yellow, meaning that I'm taking the split version of those contracts. And we're seeing some pretty awesome returns. Even those, and keep in mind, a lot of these contracts were taken out quite a while ago and ultimately were for extremely long-term contracts, 2 to 3 or 1 to 2 years away from that purchase price. and we're looking in and seeing some pretty awesome returns now. So if we take a look at the overall numbers, overall hit numbers, what we have here, we have a average hit rate overall of both our version 1 and version 2 of 92.93%. 184 out of our 198 prints from STAX AI turned out to be winners, with the highs averaging 171.75%. In addition, it takes an average of 71.18 days for it to hit the highs. Do keep in mind that these do include the weekend, the way that I've got it calculated. It is just a complete calendar spread or calendar count of how many days from the purchase to the highs. It is not, I don't have a way here to eliminate those weekends from it, so it's just going to be that value that you see there. Our numbers for our highs are creeping up a bit. What I'll also point out here is that I do have these calculations in our version 1 and 2 together. Out of our 198 prints, 155 of them are over 25% return. 114 are over 50. We've got 79 of them over 100% return and 45 of them over 200% return. So you do with that data as you will. Ultimately, it is, obviously there's still our risks. Once they do hit those highs, a good couple of them are starting to drop pretty quickly from those highs. So making sure that you manage your risk, set your stop losses so that you are able to take advantage of these STAX AI prints. In addition, you'll see our hit rate slowly creeping up and our return definitely going up higher. Last month, our overall hit rate and our return was only 149.52%. Now it's creeped up to 171. Just some data for you guys to digest from our STAX AI software. As usual, anybody who's got questions, anybody who wants to send us any sort of additional analysis of our numbers, please don't hesitate. STAX AI, you can go ahead and send it over to help@investorcentralclub.com. We're very happy to help you guys out with these, send you guys this data that we've compiled, show you the receipts of how powerful of a software STAX AI happens to be. Again, if you got any questions, send it over. We're happy to help you guys out. And I will see you guys next month for our next back test. See you guys then.